Yo, what is up, my fellow Americans and non-Americans and whomever might be watching this from wherever you're at? We are in the parts room for the Camaro. The room full of parts for the Camaro. It's been a long day. Just like every vehicle, when I start first video is always showing y'all parts and parts numbers. This build is very different from the last ones because I've been showing y'all the cheaper options as far as doing an LS swap. This has some cheap options, some cheap parts, I guess you would say, that I used in previous swaps, but for the most part, this one's quite a bit more expensive, and that's what I'm about to show you. So first, this car is getting AC. If you're looking for AC and you don't want to wait 10 years for vintage air, because they are on back order for everything. This place is here in Dallas, Texas. I got this. They custom made it. It's custom made to order. That was like 5 or 6 days, and then it shipped right after that, and it took like 3 days to get to me, which it's a little bit different for me because I'm only 2 hours south of Dallas. But them making it and shipping it out within 6-7 days is light years ahead of vintage air right now, and classic auto air too. I believe classic auto air is behind months also. But that's a complete AC kit. Comes with absolutely everything to put AC. Even comes with the sanding compressor and the LS bracket for the engine. This is a air intake that I use on all the builds. I'm pretty sure they didn't have this option back when I did the CUDA, because I literally painted the CUDA's intake the same exact way they did this. This is powder coat. But this is on Amazon, and I'll get the black one probably every time, even though it's a little bit more expensive. But just like any of the other ones, I'm gonna have to. I might not have to chop this one up, because on the Camaro, it's using an F-body water pump, so the radiator hose should sit low enough to where this will go over it, and might have enough room to where I don't need to chop it up and put it in the corner fender, which I'll show y'all when I show y'all the car here in a second. This was a good chunk of change. So when you're putting AC in, that makes this part more expensive, which is your alternator and power steering pump bracket. I got the kit from Muscle Rods. It is, I'm not sure if it's part number for the whole thing. Is it right there? No, I don't think it came with the part number for the. Oh, what am I? Y'all just watching a box. I don't think it came with the part number. This is just the instructions for the power steering pump that comes with it. It doesn't come. It's the only paper it came with. I just opened it before because I was looking for something. But anyways, this kit even got this kit. So the theme I'm going with the Camaro is all black. I'm blacking out as much of the engine bay as possible, exactly like the CUDA. That came black, which I actually didn't plan that, but it's computer. So this is the alternator power steering pump bracket. Honestly, I don't know which way it goes yet. Oh my goodness, my videotaping skills today are just as bad as all the other days, or all the other videos. And then I'd assume that's the alternator bracket, but I could be wrong. I've never touched one of these or put one of these on. Oh, hold on. I think it did come with instructions. It's just in. Don't rip, don't rip, don't rip, don't rip. Damn, that's a strong box. Wish my relationship was that strong. Don't tell my wife I said that. Oh my goodness. We are just about to go down. The destructions are in here, so this should have the part number. There we go. That's it right there. It tells you how to do things the professional way. Oh, that is the alternating bracket. But on this YouTube channel, I'm going to go out on a very, very sturdy, thick limb and tell you, oh, we are not professionals. I am not professional. I just figured it out. So, also, reading is very hard for me. Not a reader. Throw some pictures in there for me like I'm a monkey or something. That's how I get it done. Actually, no. I don't read the instructions. I do it about 45,000 times before I read the instructions, and then I get it. I figure it out. But how is she supposed to learn? Reading the instructions? That don't make no sense. Down here, this is a AC in everybody's way. This, I highly recommend this transmission cooler. I mean, it can be any cooler, but I use it for transmission. This is the cooler I have on my CUDA. It comes with a fan and the mounting bracket, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. I don't use the fan. I just have it mounted at the front of the CUDA in front of the radiator. And I daily drive the CUDA every day, Texas summer, 100 plus every single day, middle of the day. Stoplight, stop signs, just everywhere, anytime. And my transmission temperature doesn't get above 150 degrees. And when I start driving, it goes down. Today, it was actually a little cooler. It was like high 90s. And my trans temp didn't go past like 143 or something like that. But I highly recommend this one. Y'all have seen me use the cheaper ones on the trucks, which those work fine. I mean, any external transmission cooler is better than one that goes into a radiator. But this one I got off of Amazon. And I would use that. I would spend the extra money on that any day because I've had actual real world personal use. That thing's great. You already know what that is. I don't even got to explain it to you if you've seen the other videos. You know what that bad boy is, and you know where that came from. If you don't, this is just an Amazon harness. This is actually, so on the OBS I just did that harness. I don't know who Stevie Wonder put that other harness together because it had a 5-pin mass airflow sensor, and so it had a 5-pin mass airflow sensor for a Gen 3 mass airflow sensor, but it also had the 2 mass airflow sensors, which you have to buy an adapter for to run a Gen 4 mass airflow sensor connected to the same loom. I don't know what that was about. It must have been Friday at 4:59 p.m. when that got put together. But this one, I went straight back to my order of the harness I bought for my CUDA, and I ordered the same exact harness my CUDA got. So I don't have to deal with that random stuff. That's just exactly what the CUDA's got. No random plugs, just ready to go. This is brakes. I'm doing brakes and front suspension also. That's brakes. That's brakes. This is a complete F-body oil pan kit. So I spent a decent chunk of change on this because it came 100% complete. Usually, I mean, you can do them cheaper by piecing them out, but I just didn't care to do that. And it's not that much cheaper. I've showed you guys the cutting the truck oil pan to make it like that, but this go around, since I'm going to show you all the engine we're using, I just got everything new. And this is 100% complete kit with the, I mean, it comes with the gasket. It comes with it's supposed to, I'm pretty sure I'm not seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing. This was supposed to come, that was supposed to come with a dipstick tube and a dipstick. That's why I ordered the entire thing. Did they get me or did I get myself? Gonna have to go back and look. Over there is your long tube headers. Those have gotten more expensive than they were. Those are Speed Engineering. Those fit like a glove though, because I've done a 69 Nova, which is the same exact, everything is a Camaro except for the body. And those fit like a glove. That is a shifter adapter for his horseshoe shifter, which y'all will see in a second. That adapts it to make it have 4 click, 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 click for the overdrive and the 4060. What's below that, I'm not 100% sure. I better not have to go back and buy a dipstick and a dipstick too, because they didn't send me one. This is, I have no idea. I've ordered a bunch of stuff for this, and I don't know. Oh, would you look at there? Oh, fuel line fittings. I'll show you guys. So this is a little plug that goes in the block of the truck engines, because when you swap to the F-body oil pan, the dipstick hole or tube or not. Oh my goodness, what's going on with this oil pan? I thought the F-body oil pans, the dipstick hole goes in the oil pan. I guess that's just the LS2 oil pan I have on the Cuda. Okay, never mind. So, anyways, I'll show you. If you get come here. Where are you running from? If you get an aftermarket oil pan where the dipstick tube goes in the actual side of the oil pan and not the block of the engine, you want to get this plug and you put it in the block hole where the dipstick tube goes, so the oil doesn't come flying out whenever the motor's running. So I don't need that, but I'm gonna keep it because I'm sure I'll need it sometime. Just the mounting bracket for the computer. Oh, knock sensors. Oh, good. I wasn't sure if I'd gotten those yet. Your ICT swap plates. I'll show you guys. I've showed you guys in the first videos about these and using motor mounts to bolt them on and put them in most cars. Same spark plugs from the last engine, the OBS, and my Cuda is a fuel filter. That is the Holley fuel pump, which, oh my goodness, there's stuff everywhere. I don't think there's going to be a part number unless I open the box. But this was expensive. Here we go. Oh, there's no part number there. It just tells you what it is. So I assume the part number is going to be inside with the instructions that I don't read. Alright, that's it for parts. I gotta end this real quick because I got something to do real quick, and then you'll see me come right back and we'll be outside. So, in a second, bye. Alright, right back. Split second for you, like an hour and a half for me. We're outside now, obviously. Show you the engine, the Camaro, and I think I vaguely remember what I was saying about showing you some parts. So the first motor the guy brought me, he's not savvy with car stuff and especially LS stuff. So he brought me this Gen 4 LS engine that he thought was a Gen 3. As soon as he pulled up and I saw it on the trailer, I knew it was a Gen 4. I mean, you can just tell by the water pump is completely different, and then the intake and whatnot. Great engine, but I had already bought everything for a Gen 3, and also this is AFM DOD, and you have to go in and you got to replace the lifters and the cam no matter what, because that one, it's tuned out of the swap computer anyways when you do a Gen 4 swap, and it's just a horrible design that always fails. So when you get one of these, you automatically have to pull the heads, replace the lifters, replace the cam, and he just didn't want to go through all that, plus getting a different harnessing computer. So that is for sale at the moment here in Texas. I can ship it if needed. You just pay for it, but by the time anybody's actually serious about buying that watches this video, it's probably gonna be long gone. This is the new bad boy. This is a Gen 3 LQ4, completely rebuilt. I got this from O'Reilly's. Total cost is like $3,960, but that's without a core. They give you $610 back if you have a core, so you're basically $3,200 into a completely rebuilt 6.0. I mean, brand new everything. That's a hell of a deal. It's staying bone stock. Have to get a crank pulley, which if I had known we were going to end up here, the brackets I got inside for the alternator and power steering pump, I got them specifically for a truck engine that has a truck pulley. But now that I'm getting a pulley, if I had known beforehand, I would have gotten the car set up spacing for those brackets, and I would have done the car pulley so that I don't have to do spacers on the water pump, which I'm going to have to do, which, I mean, it's not a bad thing, just more parts. But yeah, AC will sit about here. Alternator sit about here. Power steering pump is like right here. But yeah, this is 100% rebuilt. Also, just making an observation on this engine. You can let me know if I'm right or wrong, but these tabs that's right there and there basically state that warranty is voided if those are removed. So that is an indication that it's been rebuilt. And those tabs are actually on the Cuda's junkyard motor. So I wonder if the motor in the Cuda was rebuilt or a Remin out of the Tahoe it came out of, which would be awesome if it was, because it's got those same exact stamps. But that's just making an observation. I have no idea if that's true. If it is, let me know. If it isn't, let me know. This is the transmission. It's a 4L65E. This is a 2008 year model. That first number is always the year model of the transmission. It's a 4L65E. The guy said 30,000 miles, and no different than just another 4L60E. That's an 04. Same exact external everything, just a little bit beefier. This would have come in your LS2s, your Silverado SSs. Oh, that's actually the transmission out of the S10 from my previous videos that you've seen, as I just replaced that transmission with a rebuilt one in that S10, and that actually just left yesterday. But now, oh, are these worth anything? Engine boxes? I might sell that. All right, let's get to the Camaro. Basically what everybody's been waiting for through these videos. Come on. There we go. Well, there it is. This video is a little different because obviously I show you guys the engine, transmission already in it, or still in it. But I had a guy wanting to buy the old engine transmission that was in it, so I had to pull it out this past weekend so that he could come pick it up. But nothing special, just 69 Camaro engine bay. I'm gonna be doing suspension also, which if you're ever looking at an old car and those bushings look like that, well, there's really no bushing left. That's a good indication that this has never been off. These are probably 100% the original bushings, suspension, coil springs, everything 100% original. Obviously this is getting AC, so that's coming off. Yeah, there's not much to say. Just a little walk around. But yeah, this is the most expensive car I've definitely touched / probably will touch. Let's get the horseshoe shifter. It is not a real SS, but being 2022, what does it matter? Especially when you're LS swapping it. Ooh, look at you. No, we're not talking about you right now. Oh. Ooh. Anyways. No, Cuda, you can't steal the spotlight. Which one would you prefer, though? Cuda, Camaro. Cuda, 90% rust, 10% dents. No rust, no dents. That's what I'm thinking. But let me know if you care. Anyway, okay, let's show you the mounts that I'm going to put on. Did I put them down there? Did I put them in my junk LS? Yeah, I think I did. Let's get all these extra parts that I have no idea if they're even any good out of the way. I actually already had some ICT swap mounts, which I showed you guys a million times in the previous videos, but most likely I didn't have any of the bolts left that mount it to the engine, because I probably use those for other various things on engines throughout these swaps. So I just went and got a new pair. Those are cheap too. Those are only like 30 bucks. But these are the motor mounts I'm going to use. I actually used these on a 69. The 69 Novi was LS swapping nearly 3 years ago now. Actually during COVID. But same, just mount right on. That's how it'll mount. It'll sit just like that. So you get I got these. You can get these at O'Reilly's or AutoZone. They're actually kind of expensive. They're like, when I got these, they were like 25 a piece or something like that. Maybe even 30, something like that. I need to make sure while I'm in here that I even have both of them. This is the transmission mount I'll be using. It's just your typical 200 R4, 700 R4. Don't quote me on 200 R4. I could be wrong. 700 R4, Turbo 350, 4L60 transmission mount. 15 bucks on Amazon, I think. But I already had this. I am not. Oh, no. I didn't. There we go. Okay. Now what? What is that? Oh, a buddy of mine sent me these. Oh, Alvin. When you watch this. Still got these, Alvin, if you want them back. These are, this mount is just obviously solid, not solid. I prefer not solid with the rubber, basically the isolator, because if you get any type of flex in the engine, the rubber will flex with it as to where this will just break. But you're talking about crazy horsepower, so there's no point in that unless you're building 1,000 horsepower motor. Neither of that matters. But also vibration, driving, the rubber isolates it, obviously. And I'm wondering if I even have either of those as far as finding the other one. How could I have lost them? I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, okay. At least we got the other one of this one. So we got both those. I'm gonna leave those out before I lose them. Alvin, I'm sorry. I don't think I have the other one. I don't know where it went. But put my swap plates back in there. Let's put all my extra parts that are just taking up space back in there. Let's put these where I won't lose them until tomorrow. Oh, I'm glad we walked over here. So I got this complete LS1 intake for a really good deal online. I did have to buy the AIT sensor, whichever it is. And I got the actual GM because if y'all haven't noticed through these videos, or maybe I don't know if I posted them in the videos, but I've had issues with crank sensors, cam sensors, and all from the parts store actually, and none of them are actual AC Delco, whatever the parts store sells. I don't know what they sell. I forgot the name, but I've had horrible luck with those. So I got AC Delco right off the bat. I still need to get the map sensor, but that is going on also, which will really clean up the look, because I mean, you're not gonna spend a good chunk of change LS swapping that just to throw the truck intake on it. But on that one I would, but I didn't spend a good chunk of change on that, obviously. I think I'm trying not to say too much. Oh, here's a tech tip. Would we call it a tech tip or just some LS knowledge? So this is a coolant crossover pipe, connects to the front of the head, back of the head. This is specific for the LS1, LS6 intakes to fit under them because they're shallow. Well, the trucks also have the four corner steam vent. I think sometimes they call them steam vent lines, but let's show you the difference. So you can see obviously just all the way throughout the difference, which I'm wondering, no, never mind, sorry, I'm about to say something that wasn't true. But then you also see where they come out. LS1 truck, because on the truck throttle bodies, it's more of an angle, I guess you would say, and this pipe isn't that long. And then on the other side of the throttle body, it's just straight out. It's not 90 degree like that, which this side doesn't matter for the steam vent tube. It's on this side anyways. But that just gives it a more direct angle to the steam vent tube for the LS1. And then obviously you can see how shallow that is compared to the truck intake, where the truck intake's like way up here. So that's just something to know if you're ever looking at these, or somebody's trying to sell you one and they're like, oh yeah, that's for an LS1. If it sticks up like that, no, it's not. It's got to be down and flat, or straight. Oh, here's a truck. Oh, no, never mind. That's a drive-by-wire throttle body. But let's say that is it. I still have. Oh, do y'all remember the OBS when I told you I was waiting on? Oh, I went through that with the other engine. All right, yeah. I'm tired. I forget a lot of things. I build too many. I touch too many vehicles. Not that way. Anyways, so that's where we're at with the Camaro. I don't know how many videos I'll make on this one because I'm doing AC. I'm doing a lot cleaner build, I guess you would say. Oh, I think one of the boxes that were in there was the radiator. I got a radiator with dual fans, blah, blah. But I can show you that when it's in. But the next video will probably go over the engine transmission will be in, and I'll just be starting to put it together. I'll try to just keep it 3 videos. I don't really see the need to go more than that. I like to do the parts, show you how it's installed, show you when it's installed, and then show you when it's complete and running, or complete about 95% and at least running, and then show you what I'm finishing up. But we'll see. We'll just play by ear. And then I'll make a video on the CUDA at some point. Hot Rod Magazine has been reposting it to piss off all the purists, which has been great to see. I love the hate. Nothing better than building a car you want to for cheap and it pissing off people on the internet. But all right, so that's parts list. If you got any questions, it's probably gonna be a minute for the next video, so I should be able to answer your questions, give you part numbers if I need to, whatnot. So I'll see y'all when it's in.